Hi everyone and welcome to today's Crumbs Home Bakes cookery class. We are going to be making hedgehog bread rolls and it is an excellent recipe, minimal ingredients that kids just absolutely love to get involved in. Now I just want to talk you through spend the first couple of minutes going through ingredients, going through equipment, okay, so you know what you need throughout the whole recipe. Welcome. I'm going to be following our recipe card that I posted earlier on, so I think it was last night, okay, and on it it's got all our ingredients step by step, and this is exactly what I'm going to be following today. So if you want to keep referring to it or make it again at some point, this is what you need. Now, equipment wise, I've got my weighing scales, a mixing bowl, okay, quite a large mixing bowl, a measuring jug, and in my measuring jug already I have got 50 ml of warm water. Now we're using warm water, it activates the yeast, it will help rise your bread. The way to get warm water is add 25 ml of boiling and then add 25 ml of cold, okay, and mix the two together. I've then got my mixing spoon, which I'm going to place in my bowl ready. A teaspoon and a tablespoon. It's just going to help with my measurements with the other ingredients shortly. I have then got some kitchen scissors, okay, and it's very important that if you haven't got kitchen scissors, that's okay, just make sure you've thoroughly sanitized any of the scissors that you're using, because these scissors will be going directly onto the dough, okay. I have then got a pastry brush to glaze the bread after. If you've not got a pastry brush, that's perfectly fine. You'll be able to dab it with a piece of kitchen roll. So don't worry if you haven't got one of these. That's all the equipment I'm actually going to need today. Okay, so not too much. Onto the ingredients. I have got my strong bread flour. Now, I've got a little bit left, okay, which is perfect. If you haven't got strong bread flour, because I know it's quite difficult to come around at the moment, you can do it with plain flour, self-raising. You will just need to knead it that little bit more to develop that gluten, okay, because the gluten in plain flour and self-raising just isn't as high as in strong bread flour. We're then going to be using dried yeast, which will later on be activating. I have got 20 ml of milk. Now I'm going to be adding this shortly to the warm water. It acts as a little bit of food for the yeast, helps wake it up, helps it activate, okay. Then for my eyes, for the hedgehog, I'm using sesame seeds. It's what I had in my cupboard, but you can use whatever you like for your hedgehog eyes. If you've got chocolate chips, if you've got raisins, any dried fruit, it will work. Sesame seeds, absolutely anything. And if you haven't got anything to use as eyes, don't worry, okay? You can still take part, you can still complete the recipe. Now, if you want to flavour your bread, there's a couple of options. It's completely up to you. If you want quite a sweet bread, okay, you might want to add a little bit of cinnamon, some cocoa powder. I'm going to go quite savoury today, and I'm actually going to be adding garlic and herbs, okay? But if you've got paprika, if you've got crushed black pepper, it's completely up to you how you want to flavour it. Alternatively, if you just want to leave your bread dough plain, you can do that. It still tastes just as fresh, just as good, okay? Now, I'm going to be weighing out as we go along, so you can weigh out with me, or if you've pre-prepared, you can still follow along with what you've already weighed out. Now, to start with, we're going to weigh out our bread flour. We need to start making the dough. So I'm going to bring forward my weighing scale, place the bowl on top, press 0. Now it is vital, very important that you press 0 to reset your weighing scale once you've put your bowl on top, or your reading will be inaccurate. So let's make a start. 150 grams of flour, okay, so strong bread flour is the best, and that is actually perfect, okay. We are then going to a pinch of salt, little bit of seasoning. So if you've got a pot, you can just pinch. I'm just going to do 2 twists of my salt grinder. And it's at this point you need to make the choice of how you're flavouring your bread. So you want a teaspoon of each. So I'm going to go with a teaspoon of garlic. Remember, at this point you can be doing paprika, you can be doing cinnamon, you can be doing, if you want to chop up any fresh ingredients, you can even add dried apricots if you've got any raisins. It's a fantastic base, this dough, okay? And you can season it however you like. So really do it based on what you enjoy. So I'm doing a teaspoon of garlic, teaspoon of mixed herbs, and just do a teaspoon of whatever seasonings you decide. If you're doing dried fruit, add in a couple of small handfuls, a couple of tablespoons, okay? All to your preference. So what you can see in here, I've got my garlic, my herbs, I've weighed out my flour and a pinch of salt. What I'm now going to do is add half a teaspoon of yeast. Now it's yeast that's going to help your bread rise, okay? When yeast is activated, so just half a teaspoon, right into the centre as well. When yeast is activated, it produces little carbon dioxide bubbles, okay? And that's what helps your dough rise. So I'm going to move my waste out the way. I'm going to bring forward my recipe and mix those flavours and that yeast together. Now, what I would like you to do is make a well in the centre. And what I mean by a well is a little hole of ingredients in the centre of your flour, okay? And that is where your water, your warm water, is going to start, okay? So it will start from the centre and you'll mix it all in. Before we do, I've got my warm water here, so half boiling water, half cold water, okay? So a total of 50 ml. I'm adding in 20 ml of milk. Now the milk, it's not too much, it's just a little. Now the milk is going to add as a food. It's going to act as a food for the yeast. It's going to activate it, it's going to wake it up. We need to wake up the yeast, okay? Adding your water just a little bit at a time. Do not just pour it all in, okay? Some of it, depending on how we've measured it, it might be accurate, it might not be so much accurate. So we're going to just add a little bit at a time right into the well in the centre of your bowl, okay, and mixing each time with your mixing spoon, and you will quite instantly see lumps of dough start to form, okay, which is exactly what you want. You will also smell the flavours that you already added. Like mine's very garlicky at the moment, I can smell that. So a little bit more of the warm water and milk makes it a little bit more of an enriched dough, okay? And you can see, if I just tilt this bowl, it's already forming quite a soft dough in the centre. I've got some little bits of dry ingredients left, so I'm going to add just a drop more. Please do not be tempted just to pour all the excess liquid in, okay, because you really might not need it all. So really giving that a mix. We don't want it to be too sticky. You want it to be a soft dough, not too sticky. So a little bit more until your bowl is pretty much clean, okay? And all you've got is a dough in the centre of your bowl. Now, as you can see, I've actually got a little bit of liquid left, okay? That's just going to go to the side. I didn't need to use that. I've got a soft dough here, okay? So it's very soft. It's not too sticky, so it's not completely sticking to me. It's just soft at the moment. Let's put your bowl to the side. Okay, and we are going to sprinkle a little bit of flour onto the table. It just prevents it sticking because we're going to start the kneading process. I'm just going to go and grab my flour. If you've got it in your flour bag, just do a sprinkle on the table. Okay, and here we go. Right, so flour dredger I've got. Going to move any excess equipment and ingredients out the way, and a good sprinkle of flour just on your work surface. Now it's going to prevent the dough sticking. What I'd like you to try not to do is continuously add more flour. Okay, the more flour you add at this point, the drier your dough will become, and that's what we do not want. Okay, so I'm just going to move some of the ingredients out the way, so we've got a lot more room. There we go. Right, so the kneading process, it's all about developing the gluten, giving the bread your structure, allowing it to become soft and stretchy. Now you want to use the palm of your hands, and the way you want to do it is push your dough away from you and bring it forward. Push your dough away and bring it forward. And we're going to be doing that for approximately 10 minutes. So pushing your dough away, bringing it forward, developing that gluten, allowing the structure of your bread to do its thing. Okay, so palm your hand, bringing it back again. So pushing it forward, bringing it back again. The more you do it, if it is sticking to your table slightly, a little bit more flour, but not too much. The more you do it, okay, the stretchy your dough will become. Now we need to use our arm muscles here. Okay, little bit of flour. Push away, bring it back. Push away, bring it back. I want you to repeat that process. Okay, push away, bring it back. Now this dough recipe is quite a basic dough recipe, so we're making hedgehogs with it today, but you don't have to only make hedgehogs. It's the start of any type of bread dough that you want to make. Okay, so once you've got your flour and your yeast and your warm water mixture, it's completely up to you. So you can change it up, so you don't always have to do the same ingredients with him. And then you can think about, you might want to make a loaf of bread. You might want to do swirls or a plait. So you can be as unique and creative as you want and can be. Okay, so let's keep kneading. Hopefully you're feeling it soften and go stretchier. If you're seeing rips at the moment, like I am slightly, just needs more kneading. Okay, it needs working that gluten even more. So pushing it away and bringing it back towards you. Pushing it away, bringing it back towards you. Okay, so keep that process, pushing it away, bringing it back. Always using the palm of your hands to help you. So push it away, bring it back. The more you knead it, okay, the less it will stick to your table as well. Okay, it's taking on some of that flour that you originally had there, and it will go softer, smoother, stretchier. Use this time as well if you've got any questions for us at Crumbs Home Bakes. Okay, pop us a message in the comments. Okay, and I can answer those live for you. As well, if you've got any other recipes, other dishes, other foods you'd like us to do classes on next week, pop them in the comments, let us know. Okay, and we will get sharing with those straight away. Okay, I want to be able to do classes that suit you and your children. Okay, so keep kneading, pushing it away, bringing it forward. Hopefully you're feeling it go smoother, stretchier. Okay, this is a bit of a process. Use all of your arm muscles. Okay, there you go, and hopefully you can feel that. You can feel the difference in the texture already from where you first started. Okay, so pushing it away, moving it forward, and hopefully what you can actually see on my work surface is that where I'm actually kneading, there's actually no more flour and it's not sticking anymore. Okay, it's because by kneading it, you're making it softer. Okay, not adding too much flour by drying it out. Alternatively, if you have added too much water or liquid and it is sticky, okay, you can add that flour, get it back to the consistency that you need. Okay, so to be able to knead it on a work surface, on your kitchen counter, on your table, without it sticking. Okay, so it's going smoother, it's going stretchier, which is exactly what you want for bread doughs. That's it, so using the palm of your hand, push it away, bring it forward. That's it, push it away and bring it forward. There we go, pushing it away, bring it forward. There we go. That's it. So you can even check the stretchiness of it, okay, by pulling it apart. If it rips too easily, go back to your kneading. Mine stretched quite far there, okay, and hopefully yours will too. We're going to do another 5 minutes of kneading. That's it, so pushing it away, bringing it back. If you get a little bit tired, do give yourself a couple of minutes rest. Yes, of course, I will slow down slightly. Apologies. There we go, so keep on kneading. There we go. That's it. I hope everyone's dough is doing okay as well. Okay, if you've got any uncertainties, do let me know. There we go. So pushing it away and bringing it back. Now I'm just going to recap what we've done so far. Okay, just for those of you that potentially have just joined us. Okay, so we weighed out our bread flour and we added in, so that was 150 grams of bread flour, and we added in half a teaspoon of yeast, a little pinch of salt, and any seasonings of your choice. Okay, so I went with garlic and herbs. There was options if you, whatever seasonings you had in your cupboard, you might have wanted to add some dried fruit. We then weighed out 50 ml of warm water. Okay, so that was 25 cold water and 25 boiling water to make your warm water. And we added a drop of milk into that to feed the yeast, okay, to allow it to activate. A little bit at a time, we started adding that liquid, okay, into your flour and mixed it until it formed a soft dough. Once it formed dough, okay, we then turned it out onto the table and we are now at the kneading process. So about 10 minutes of kneading altogether for this recipe. It's quite a quick bread recipe, okay. There we go. And the proving process, allowing your dough to rise, okay, is actually going to happen in the oven. We're going to turn the oven down, okay, to approximately 150 degrees to start with for the first 5 minutes or so of the cooking process, and that's going to help it rise, okay. It's going to help it prove and double in size. That's it. So let's keep on kneading, couple more minutes. Hope everyone's dough is doing okay. Give it a stretch, see how stretchy it's becoming, okay? And then we'll get back to kneading. There we go. So using both of your hands, okay, if one arm's being tired, use your other arm. So pushing it away and bringing it back towards you. Pushing it away, bringing it back towards you. There we go. Pushing it back, push away and bring it back. Okay, last couple of minutes of kneading. There we go. Perfect. Hopefully you can feel that it's gone smoother, sleeker and stretchy, and it's not as rough as how you first felt it. Okay, that's it. So remember, push away with the palm of your hands and bring it back towards you. Push away, bring it back. Push away and bring it back. Don't forget, if you have any questions, any ideas of other classes that you'd like to see, do let us know in our comments, okay, and we can make a start on those for next week. So push away and bring it back. Push away and bring it back. That's it. Final minute of kneading, so put in all your arm muscle that you have. So push away, bring it back. Push away, bring it back. There we go. Just working that gluten, giving the structure of your bread so it's not too dense. Okay. There we go. Push away and bringing it back. That's it. Perfect. There we go. Push away and bringing it back. Right, so what we can see here, okay, is that we've got a soft ball of dough. It's not sticky, it's soft, it's smooth, okay, and it's stretchy. I want you to check the stretchiness of your dough, and we'll be moving on in about 1 minute. Okay, so check the texture, soft, smooth, check the stretchiness. You want it to be very stretchy as you can. If it's ripping slightly, okay, keep on kneading, let me know, okay, and I'll wait a couple of minutes to move on to the next stage. There we go. That's it. Remember, if you want to wash your hands at any point as well, okay, you can do. It won't harm the dough in any way. That's it. There we go. So, there we go. Right. So, what we're going to do, as I said before, for this recipe, your bread is actually going to be proving in the oven. So, if you haven't turned your oven on yet, or if it is on, if you can turn it on or turn it down to 150 degrees to start with, okay, and I'll let you know later on when to turn it up to 200. Okay, it's going to be proving in the oven. If your oven's just turning on, great, that's fine as well, because it will prove as your oven reaches the temperature that it needs. So what we're going to do to start with, if you want smaller hedgehogs, you can split your mixture into 4. I'm going to split it into 2 to make 2 medium-sized hedgehog bread rolls. So just split it evenly into 2 balls. Starting with one of your balls to start with, okay, you are going to just gently roll it into a smooth ball. Now you can use your work surface, that will help you get an even smoother ball. Okay, just like so. Right, so just like a little ball. And then what you want to do, in between your hands, if you roll it into a little bit more of an oval shape. Okay, so rolling it like you're making a sausage shape, a little bit more oval. Now remember, these do grow in the oven. They do get bigger in the oven. Okay, so nice and smooth. Okay, so that's what we're looking for to start with. I'll give you a minute to get up to that point. So remember, a ball, okay, and then an oval, a sausage shape. I'll repeat the process with my second roll. So rolling your dough into a ball. There we go. Nice and smooth. You can use your table as well. Okay, your work surface. And then once you've got a ball, you're going to roll it into a sausage shape. Okay, a bit more oval. There we go. I'm just going to go and wash my hands. So I'll be back in 30 seconds. Okay, so just wanted to get my hands a bit colder, that was all. Right, so we've got our oval shape. What we're going to do, we want to make the nose of the hedgehog first. Okay, so what you want to do from one end of your oval shape is pinch and pull. Okay, so what you can see, I've pinched the side and I've pulled it longer. Okay, flattening the top slightly. So you've got the nose and the shape of the hedgehog. If I just turn that round, we've got the back of the hedgehog, the side and the front. Okay, so I pinched and I pulled. All right, and we'll put that one down. On to your next bread roll. So I'm going to show you one more time. So I pinch either side, so with my thumb and finger, pinch the sides and pull. Okay, and that will allow you to get the shape of the body of the hedgehog. Now you can then, if you want, just roll it. If you want to pinch it even further, you can. Okay, there we go. So I've got the main body of my hedgehog. Okay, once you've done that and you've repeated that process with all of your rolls, making sure that you're happy with the shape, so spend a couple of times pushing it down, okay, You will be putting seeds in, or raisins, dried fruit, whatever you've got in your cupboard, chocolate chips as eyes. So it will start coming to life then. Okay, so I've got my hedgehog shape. Before I put in my eyes, okay, I'm going to start with the hedgehog spikes. Now what you need to do, don't start cutting the spikes on the nose area. It's going to be from the main body back. So think about, where do you want to have your eyes? And then you're going to start snipping the spikes in from that point forward. So I'm going to take my kitchen scissors, and what I'm going to do is simply scissors up, snip all the way round. Okay, so I'm going to show you a bit clearer. So snipping all the way round. Okay, and quite instantly you will start seeing your hedgehogs coming to life. So make sure you go all the way down to the side as well. Don't forget the side area. Just leave the nose and the very front. Okay, so snipping all the way round. Being very careful at this point. There we go. So snipping. That's it. Mind your fingers, okay, on the kitchen scissors. Okay, they can be very sharp all the way to the back of the hedgehog. Make sure you're going down the sides. Make sure you're going round. Okay. And there's my spikes so far. Okay, on the first one. I'm just going to place that back down. Okay. I'm going to repeat the slicing process for the spikes on my second roll. Once you've got it done, if you see any larger areas that have not got any spikes, now's your chance to add them in. Okay, you can even do it whilst it's flat down on the work surface.